Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Port Review. Today we're checking out Perfect Day at Coco Cay, the private island in the Bahamas owned by Royal Caribbean. Only Royal Caribbean ships can dock here. They dumped a whole bunch of money into this about 3 years ago, building the Thrill Water Park, which has the tallest water slide in North America. They have Coco Beach Club, which is a private beach experience. They have cabanas. They have a hot air balloon. They have a ton of activities and a ton of things to do, so we're going to check out everything there is to do on this island. Let's get started. So I was on board the Freedom of the Seas, and we were docked next to the Wonder of the Seas, which is the current largest ship on Earth. So actually 2 ships can dock here at the same time, so you may not get a fully private just for your ship experience. This really depends on the itinerary. But overall, the island is gigantic, and it really fit a ton of people. I mean, there are a lot of people on these ships, so I felt like there was plenty of room to spread out. So they play the theme song of the island on board your ship, which I thought was a nice little touch. And basically you walk down the pier here over to start your experience for the day. I got right off the ship nice and early, trying to get some of these shots before a lot of people show up. So just know that if you want sort of a peaceful, quiet island, I would jump off the ship as soon as possible, and you might have maybe 20 or 30 minutes of that, and then the crowds keep coming all day long. So you have a long walk on the pier here. You're hearing the Bahamian band playing songs and drums. There's dancers, that sort of thing. It's really a great vibe to get you ready to go for the day. So I walked off the ship and walked around the whole island, but you see that little buggy zooming by. That'll take you from the ship to the end of the pier, and then there's a tram that takes you around the rest of the island. So no need to walk like I did, especially if you have that mobility issue or anything like that. So you're seeing Thrill Water Park's big water slide tower. There's actually 2 towers there. That's an extra charge. I was able to access it on my day for about $48 with a Black Friday special, but I've seen prices go anywhere up to about $100 a day. So just watch the price on your app once you book your cruise, because prices fluctuate and it does go on sale. Now here's where the band is playing all day. They also have a DJ going at some points. And then you have the dancers right here. So super, super fun. Again, it's a completely owned by Royal Caribbean Islands. So there is another private island owned by Norwegian Cruise Lines right next door. And you can see how much more developed Perfect Day at Coco Cay is compared to that. So this is Thrill Water Park. This is the first of 6 areas that we're going to check out. Now that pirate ship is actually outside the park and free to use, so that's a nice little splash area for the kids. Thrill Water Park has that big old tower right there that has 7 water slides, including Daredevil's Peak, the tallest water slide in North America. The second tower here has 6 water slides, 2 big family tube slides, and then 4 racing mat slides. You have that pool right there with rock climbing wall and little lily pads for the younger kids to run across. There's a wave pool out in the distance and a lot of chairs chill out at. You also have one of the snack shacks, so you don't even have to leave the water park. So naturally, it's going to be a little bit less crowded than the rest of the island, though the water slides do still get lines, so go early in the morning or later in the afternoon if you want to avoid those. So now we're walking into Chill Island. This is a pretty big area of the island. It's appropriately named because it is a little bit chiller than the rest of the island. It's a little bit quieter. No big beach parties, nothing like that. We'll get to that in a minute. So we're going to cross this bridge here. Great view of the ships over at this part of the island. You get a nice photo. You do have the lagoon over here, so you can swim in this part of the lagoon if you're not really into kind of the open ocean on the beaches. You do have this a little bit more relaxed for the younger kids. There's the pier back there where we started our tour. So each part of the island is going to have more upscale experiences that you can book in advance. Mostly those cabanas, sometimes a daybed. So over to the left is the first of those cabana areas right as you walk in. There are some shops that you can grab, anything you might have forgotten that you need for a big day in the sun, as well as some local vendors to, buy your kind of handicraft type things. So pretty fun there. They were just getting set up when I was walking through. Again, I walked off the ship pretty much right at 8 a.m. when we were allowed to go ashore. So you're never going to be too far from a restroom, of course. And then up ahead is the roped off Cabana area, which no one had gotten there yet, so I was able to walk around a little bit. Chill Island does have a few restaurant options as well. So they have a big barbecue on land. They're making fresh tortillas for tacos, that sort of thing. And then they have the snack shacks, which have a completely different menu. So they serve lunch. It's all included in your cruise fare. Drinks are included if you have the beverage package. They're just an extra charge if you don't. Chill Island does also have the snorkel area. So if you bring your own snorkel gear, that's a completely free activity to do. Lockers on the island as well. Those are also complimentary, which is great. You have a first aid station in case you stub your toe. Now, if you're traveling with a big group, the cabanas could make sense. You have a nice little spot already reserved. You don't have to rush off the ship like I did. But if you are maybe just a couple, the cabanas can get a little pricey, sometimes up to $1,000 or even more for the overwater cabanas, which we'll see in a little bit. So just keep that in mind. The convenience may be worth it to you all. It just depends on your trip budget. And then we're going to be coming up on the right to the first main restaurant on the island. That's the Chill Grill. Now, this was my first time on the island, so I really didn't know what to expect, how big this island was. I'd been to Castaway Cay, which is owned by Disney, actually just a few weeks before this trip. So I did know what a private island experience felt like and really liked it, but really did feel like Coco Cay was much, much bigger than Castaway Cay. So here's that snorkel shack. You can also get stand-up paddleboards here. This is also where you'll grab your jet skis, so they have a little marina going on here. Super, super fun stuff around here. You can get a glimpse at one of the cabana sections over there as well. And so the trams will drop you off right around here. So it's good to know. Wacky Seagull and Wacky Seagull Jr. are the two bars in this area, so you're never going to be too far away from using that beverage package. I loved the deck here. Gives you a good glimpse at what the overwater cabanas look like. The thing that people really love about those cabanas is that they actually have private slides. To me, I don't think that they're worth the price, but they may be to you. You can see our first shot of the balloon that you can pay extra to go up. Book that in advance for sure. So now we're gonna walk towards Coco Cay Beach Club. That's the private experience on the island. It's not adults only, it's just an extra charge. Basically what you're getting is a more private experience. You have a nice infinity pool that's just yours. The pool on the island is gigantic. That's free for all guests, but it does get into more of a party atmosphere. And then you're also getting a really fancy lunch. You have filet mignon, you have lobster, that sort of thing. So it may be worth it to you to jump in there and have a good time. Lots of sports courts spread out throughout the whole island. So they have lots of basketball. They have giant Connect Four. They got bags. They have beach volleyball. So if you're into that sort of thing, you are plenty covered at Perfect Day at CoCo Cay. So now here is the first snack shack that we've come across. So they have a special. I did like the chicken sandwich. I got some mozzarella sticks there. So the trees up ahead kind of hide Coco Beach Club. I was not able to get in, but I will show you the entrance here. So this is an extra charge. Hovers above $100, but you can find it on sale under $100, so definitely snag that. If you're not into that, you do have the Oasis Lagoon, which is kind of in the center of the island. It's not ever too far away from wherever you're at. So we're gonna walk through that now. So this gets going in the afternoons. It's a big, big party. We really had a great time here. They have a swim up bar. So that gets pretty busy. Of course, they have in that little tiki hut on the island an actual DJ that shows up. The pool was very, very chilly, but pretty appreciated on a warm day. They have tables in the water to rest your drinks. This is set up for fun. So we're exiting the pool area here. We're gonna keep walking towards South Beach, but I wanted to show you up, up, and away, the helium balloon that's on the island. This is about a 30-minute experience. Gets a great view of the island. You get a great view of your ships. You know, so if that's something you're after, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So my favorite area we're heading to right now, it's called South Beach. This is a little bit of a mix between kind of the super party Oasis Lagoon and Chill Island. They have a floating bar, which was definitely a hit with everyone on board. They kind of limit the amount of people that can be on it at a certain time, so I want to get there early and stake out your spot for sure. And I liked how they kind of purposely hid the entrance to this. You kind of have a mangrove-like entrance, so you don't have to walk in this wide main road. Pretty cool to enter, and it feels like you kind of found a hidden secret. So this is South Beach. We see a bar straight away. Pro tip, they do have a signature cocktail on the island that is delicious. And then they also have a Funky Buddha special beer that you can only get at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So just keep that in mind. Grab any of these lounge chairs. These are free. Umbrellas are free. So that's really great. It's just kind of first come, first serve. These are all going to be taken at some point during the day. So just keep that in mind. You can see the edge of the private overwater cabanas over there. They have the cool little floating trampoline, kind of hammock-like things over there. And then they have the umbrellas in the water, so you can enjoy your drink from the floating bar if you don't want to float there. And so South Beach does have cabanas as well, so these are on land. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the overwater bungalows. And so that is South Beach. So it is just about kind of finding what kind of vibe you want for the day. You know that as you know yourself the best. To me, I really like South Beach, but you may be into the Oasis Lagoon. You may be into Chill Island more. And one cool thing at the very end of the island is this nature trail. It's not really on any of the maps, and I found it, walked through this. It's a little bit more rugged, and it's just a short little walk, and there's like a cool little hammock beach. It's a hidden beach over here. Super fun, a little bit more off the beaten path. And we made it to the secret hideaway beach. So now we're gonna take the tram over and hit a couple spaces in the interior of the island that we didn't see in my grand perimeter tour here. So we're gonna head back to the Oasis Lagoon, check out the other side of the swim up bar. There is a dry section, so you can always walk up and grab a drink there. Again, gets very busy. It's where all the music plays. They have this cool bridge that goes over the pool, connecting kind of over towards the Thrill water park. So there's a back entrance to the water park there, as well as some of the splash areas, more restaurants, a bar. Now zigzagging throughout Thrill water park is the zip line. That's also an extra charge. I feel like the course is pretty cool though. There seem to be a lot of zip lines. Is a little pricey though, but those zip line activities are really fun for the adrenaline seekers there. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Another shot of the zip line here, and then we'll get a view of Daredevil Peak. So you have Daredevil's Peak, which is the highest water slide there. It twists around the tower a couple times and shoots you out. Then there's two drop slides that are incredibly intense. And then some smaller slides as you work your way down the tower. But they're all pretty crazy except for the two smallest ones. So just keep that in mind. Like I said though, you don't have to pay money to get wet here at Perfect Day CoCo K, especially if you're a kid. They have a free splash area here, so that might be completely enough depending on the age of your kid. Then I wanted to give you a shot of the main buffet area. This is Skipper's Grill, and so this is all complimentary food. You have your burgers, your hot dogs, tacos, that sort of thing. All looked pretty tasty. And then there's another bar called Captain Jack's. And so Captain Jack's has drinks, of course, and then kind of your wings and stuff, that's actually an extra charge. So if you have the drinks package, you can go in there and grab a free drink, but the food is actually an extra charge there. There's a little shot of the other island that Norwegian owns, but overall, that's going to conclude our tour. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to the channel.